outside. All right, bring it in here real quick. You guys see this? So whenever you're changing the settings on these controls, you'll see here that the blue is everything that is changeable. Day and time should be set normally already, but sometimes when these lose power, the internal clock resets. When it's set to auto, you'll notice if the clock is wrong, the time is wrong, you just go to date and time and you shuffle through. Anything that's ever blinking is what you're changing. So if you wanted to change the day, you can go up or minus on it to that. You can go over for the month, it's already set right, but you can change the month there, the year, and then times right here. Everything like that is already set. So this is where I've been seeing a lot of issue. In the house we just left, we actually just saw is start times. So you can actually program it to start 4 times a day. And it'll say here first, second, third, and fourth. What I've been seeing a lot is sometimes people will say, oh, they'll think that zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, and zone 4. So they'll set it for 6, 6:30, 7, 8. And that means that the whole system is going to start 4 times that day that it's programmed.
Not zones, that's
no. So start times.
Start times.
This is the time of day that it starts. So you can. So sometimes when we do the first ones, we'll do it twice a day. So you can see here, this is set to 8 p.m. So if I wanted to do it again in the morning, I can go here and I can set this time. So now it's set to
so
start.
That's not zones 1, 2,
Nope.
3, and 4.
Nope. Yeah. So these are start times.
Hey,
Hey, this is being recorded, so be careful. And then you go down to here where it says run times.
Yeah.
This is where you change how long it's gonna go. So you'll see here it's 1, 2, which they have right here, and you can just kind of toggle through there. On the ones that we're doing now, which is all the new ones, there are going to be 4 zones. There's 2 for the grass, which will be 1 and 2. 3 will be for the bubblers, and 4 will be for the drip. The times are already all set on them, but if you do want to change times,
so
y'all added a zone.
yes. So in the new ones, there are going to be 4 zones, and this was just by request. So you want to drip lines in the trees and bubblers for the plants in the beds. So there's 2 zones for the grass. 1 zone will be for the bubblers for the beds.
So tree, flower beds,
separate.
Split yard.
Yeah, exactly, perfect. And so that drip line has to run for a long time. So that's zone 4. We set it for 30 minutes because it runs slower.
For the tree.
Correct. To change run times, you'll just kind of go to whatever zone you want, and then just add a plus or minus, which should be good. And then down here in watering days, you'll see whatever's blinking is the day that we can change. So if I wanted to turn Sunday on, I'd hit the plus, and it'll automatically go to Monday, and I can turn them all on like that, or all off. And this one was on Wednesday, and that's set like that. So after all that's adjusted, you just hit it back to auto, and it should be running normal.
So on the start time, that's where it has, is that A, B, and
Gotcha.
C, right?
Gotcha. So what will happen here is
that's where you guys always put it on A, right?
Yeah, all of our programming is on A. So what you'll see, and he was bringing it up. Yeah.
So this is stage. Okay, so that's station 1, or what is that?
This will be just the entire system will start.
How many times it
Yeah.
starts in a day?
Yeah. So right here at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Zone 1's going to turn on.
I get that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, so you say I want to water the grass twice a day. So then I'll go to zone 2?
To second. Let's use that term so that it stays good with everybody. The second time. And you can go here, and then if you hit the plus, you'll see now it's on.
I got you.
And then you can change the time.
And what's A and B for?
So the A and B, so let's say we wanted the drip line in the tree to run every day, right? So you can come here and let's go to this, and we have program A. If you hit program B.
Well, let's rephrase that, because the way we need to do it from now on.
No, I'm not saying.
Yeah.
Not to do it here. I just want to know how the system works.
Well, obviously, for his explanations, because we're gonna have like when the trees when they're new, right? Yeah. We're gonna limit that tree to only 10 gallons 2 days a week, 20 gallons a week. So you only want to run that twice. So that's where you.
Another question I was going to ask you guys. Mm-hmm. Okay, on those bubblers, fully open, how much?
1 gallon per minute.
Fully open. Well, so if you put it halfway, it's just half a gallon a minute. I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Right.
basically.
You want those bubblers on the trees
Open,
fully
fully open. Okay.
1 gallon per
Yeah,
minute.
but just for programming purposes, outside of what this is, you can do what you were kind of talking about. Is that program
Yeah, because
B.
we planted a
Yeah,
tree.
'cause that tree on 2953, we
Yeah.
planted the tree, but we just wanted the tree to get watered.
watered every day.
Every day,
Yeah, so you come
Well,
here to
it's new.
program B, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you set your start time because whatever is like is
Okay,
midnight,
so if you
right?
just want the tree to be watered, that's gonna be zone 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So
and then you
I'll show
go
you right
to,
now.
how do you get to zone 3 from?
Gotcha. Yeah, so right here in program B, now I have the start time at 12, right?
Yeah.
So I go to run times in program B, you'll see.
Oh, okay,
Go
the
over to
stations.
3 and just run.
Yeah,
how
I got
so
you now.
so if
Yeah.
I wanted to do that, I would turn all these down to 0.
Yeah.
Program B is off in this control box, so we don't
Yeah.
have to worry about what I'm doing with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would just turn all these off, and you would go to 3, and you would have it set to how it is, and then you go to your watering days, and you if you wanted it every day, you turn them all on.
Yeah.
And then only zone 3 is on program B. So all the programs are going to run concurrently. You don't select A and only A runs. If you program A and B are just going to run how it's programmed to run.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's what I've noticed too is how all these are getting all this water.
Yeah.
When I go in, I'll look at program A, it's set up, and then I'll go to program B, and it's set up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's got a time.
So yeah, you can have up to 3 different programs, and that's just for like targeting specific areas. If you want this area to run more than the other, then you do program B and you make it run more than that. Typically, everything that we set up right now, it's all going to be just under program A, program B, and program C are not going to be touched. But if you guys are ever like installing a new tree, you can just go to program B, set the zone 3, 10 minutes every day, and it'll start doing what it needs to do.
Oh,
You just have to go and turn it off after that. I'm going to make sure I get all
that's
this
gonna
off.
be
At
one
a
of the
different
questions.
time, you'd have to set the start time on B at a different time than A because A would be going off.
Yeah,
right. So
yeah.
like if you wanted it in the morning on A and then in the evening on B.
Well, I guess that
Oh.
might not matter because program A would only be set for one day of the week, right?
Correct.
Whereas program
You're-
B,
you're right.
we'd set it for
But whatever
however
day
many days.
that would be, it would only get one. It wouldn't get the second.
It wouldn't get
Right.
the, it wouldn't
Set
get
at
the
same
second one,
time,
which is
so
fine because it's
B
still
would
getting
be
it every
the
day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Simple.
yeah, exactly. And you can do that. So in program B, it runs concurrently, but it's independent. So you can make program B run at any time that you want, and it'll run at that time. You know what I mean? For the most part. So that's where it starts to get just a tiny bit more complicated. And I don't think it's going to come up unless you guys are installing a tree that's been broken, something like
Basically
that.
a tree or a
Yeah,
fucked up yard.
yeah, exactly. But for the most part, that should cover everything. These things you wouldn't really need to mess with. Seasonal adjustment might get a little complicated. But
I got a question.
Of course.
Since I don't know why we're recording. So.
yeah, whatever you want to do.
Can you show me how to set it to the winter settings, like when the winter comes and we're not going to be hitting?
That's interesting because I was literally about to show you guys this. So I haven't,
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't.
Right on.
We don't mess with these all the time, but look at this. So this is called seasonal adjustment. So what you will see here is that this is 100%. So what it does is say zone 1 is set to run for 20 minutes, right? So if I come down to here and I make the seasonal adjustment 50 minutes or 50%, it'll have the time of all the zones. So zone 1 instead of 20 minutes will now run for 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And it's just a seasonal thing. You adjust
seasonal
that.
adjust percentage.
Yeah, and you'll see here, if it's like that, it'll say seasonal adjustment at the bottom. That means it's programmed that you need to check this to see, hey, is this where it needs to be at?
So in the winter, we would want, I guess, depending on the winter,
What,
we would
how
want to
cold it's
lower.
gotten.
We would
Yeah.
want a lower percentage.
Yeah, you would just lower
Or
it down.
off,
Yeah,
or
when the
not
grass
at all.
goes dormant and you don't need the water anymore because the grass isn't growing anyways, then you can take you can use the percentage to go down 50, 25%. That'll
Or
just
just
change the
turn it
runtime,
off.
or just turn it off and it won't run. The cool thing about these zones that are good for winter stuff is that we install what's called a master valve, which is right there by the backflow. You guys have probably already seen them. And so what that does is your main line, it doesn't stay pressured up all the time because that master valve's there. So when the irrigation turns on, that master valve opens and then that main line fills up. That's good because if the main line's full and pressured all the time, then in the winter time when it freezes, that water will expand and break the pipes. So normally you have to winterize when you're doing stuff like that. But with the master valve in there, it keeps that from getting fully pressured so that if it does freeze or something like that, you're less likely to get a break. So you should be good with that. And I think that should cover everything unless you guys have any other questions. I'm I'm gonna make sure.
I think I'm good.
No, I'm good too.
Perfect. Let me make sure that this.
So on the
So we definitely need to go back through
on
some of
the
these.
during the winter, we're just
Just
most
that
likely going to turn them off.
Yeah.
Or if we wanted to say it's a warmer winter, it's not necessarily so cold. we
Yeah,
can set
yeah.
a percentage.
And that's in seasonal
What would be
adjustment.
what would be a recommended winter percentage? 50, 30?
Probably about 50%, I would say, would be
50.
good. And that, like I said, is just going to be depending on how the grass is doing, if it's dormant or anything like that. I never really mess with these too much because, like I said, when we hit that winter time when it does actually go dormant, you basically just turn it off. You know what I mean? But you can't always do seasonal adjustments.
And there's no remote, so we can just go by the house and.
So,
Yeah, wish.
That'd be nice.
Or a master, like a
Yeah.
master unit in the
so
office where you can
what
access
does
each
it?
one.
Well, we'll talk about this off video, and I have to talk